In this game, Paul Morphy played without a queenside rook. This game was played in 1856 in USA. Paul Morphy play with white pieces and unknown player play with black. Let's move to the game. So Paul Morphy starts with e4, e5, f4, King's Gambit. He takes f4, King's Gambit accepted. Bishop to c4, Queen to h4 check. If Paul Morphy continue with g3, then f takes g3 comes and then threat is clear. Discover check comes from queen. So Paul Morphy move his king on f1. g5, knight to c3, bishop to g7, d4, knight to c6 and pressure on d4. Knight to f3, create support and also create pressure on queen. Queen to h5, knight to d5 and the threat is clear. So black continue with king to d8 and support this pawn. c3, create more support on d4. Knight to f6, offer for knight exchange. So Paul Morphy exchange his knight. e5, bishop to g7, h4. So Paul Morphy want to open this rook's file. If black take this pawn, then rook takes h4 and also pressure on f4 and also on queen. But black continue with f6 and Paul Morphy support his rook with king. So Paul Morphy want to take this pawn, then create pressure on queen. So black continue with g4 and prevent h takes g5 and pressure on knight. Knight to h2 and this pawn is pinned. So black can't move his pawn because queen has no support. So black would lose his queen. So black continue with f takes e5, knight takes g4, e takes d4, bishop takes f4, rook to f8 and pressure on bishop. So Paul Morphy give a check with bishop to g5. And if black move his king, then knight to f6 and discover attack comes on queen. So after taking this knight, black would lose his queen. So black continue with knight to e7 and Paul Morphy give a strong threat, direct checkmate. And here black makes a blunder and move his rook to prevent checkmate. So here pause the video and think Paul Morphy's next move. So Paul Morphy continue with knight to e5 and create pressure on queen, but queen has no mouse. So black exchange his queen and after moving queen, black lose his support on f7 and the king is trapped. So Paul Morphy's final move, knight to f7 and checkmate. So this is clear deflection. And comment how the game was. If you like the game, then please subscribe the channel for watch more games. See you next time.